Before we move to many aspects of plastic pollution, why not we introduce the type of plastics? There are 7 types of plastic, which are polyethylene terephthalate, for example, water, soft drinks, and condiment bottles. Next, high-density polyethylene, which is milk and juice, detergent, and shampoo bottles. Next, polyvinyl chloride, the plastic that always used for plumbing pipes, tablecloths, and plastic children toys. Next, the low-density polyethylene, such as bread and garbage bags or beverage cups. Next, polypropylene, such as yogurt containers, furniture, and luggage. Polystyrene is used as cups and containers when we take hot foods. Lastly, bisphenol A and others are used for baby bottles and CDs.
A variety of factors can contribute to plastic pollution. The first is plain old trash. Plastic is everywhere, even on items you might not expect to find it on. Second, it is overuse. Because plastic is less expensive, it is one of the world's most widely available and overused materials. Third, it takes 400 years or more for plastic to decompose. Plastic decomposition rates range from 500 to 600 years depending on the type. Fourth, there is marine shipping and industry. Plastic was frequently washed to shore from ships and fishing nets. Finally, improper plastic disposal. Plastic are long-lasting materials that do not decompose easily when discarded or disposed of with general waste. Therefore, this factor will cause plastic pollution to occur. The main sources of plastic pollution that resulted from these factors are cigarette butts, food wrappers, beverage bottle cap, and also straws.
Unlike food and paper trash, plastics are not biodegradable and cannot be completely removed from the environment if left to decay in landfills. Plastic waste consumes a significant amount of space in landfills, potentially polluting the environment. Because of the resistant nature of chemicals like PET, this gradual decomposition process takes years to complete. In a landfill, plastic bottles, for example, are estimated to take about 450 years to decompose. Furthermore, toxic chemicals such as BPA and phthalates are released on the ground when plastic bags perish under the sunlight. The plastic buried in landfills can leach harmful chemicals that extend towards groundwater. In addition, these toxic chemicals also can pollute the surrounding air if the plastic bags are burned, and if inhaled by humans, it may cause health risks such as respiratory problems. Lastly, plastic bags can pollute the environment by causing litter and clogging drains if they are not properly disposed of.
Plastic will break down and produce toxic products into the food chain. Millions of animals are killed by plastic every year. Nearly 700 species, including endangered ones, are known to have been affected by plastic, and nearly every species of seabird eats plastic. There are 3 key pathways which plastic can affect the organism. First, entanglement, the entrapping, encircling, or constricting of marine animals by plastic. Second, ingestion. Ingest of large volume of plastic can ultimately lead to death. The third one is interaction. It includes collisions, obstructions, or use as substrate. For example, plastic interference with substrate will affect the light penetration and oxygen exchange in the ocean.
Do you believe if I say that we eat, drink, and breathe plastic every day? Fragmenting and microplastic in the environment may enter the human body via direct exposure through ingestion or inhalation. For example, fishes which consume microplastic will end up eaten by humans. Consumer product and packaging also can lead to ingestion and inhalation of microplastic particles and hundreds of toxic substances. BPA is chemical that mimic the antagonist the action of natural occurring estrogen are defined as having estrogenic activity or EA. As found in various studies, BPA has been associated with numbers of health problems, such as ovarian chromosomal damage, decreased sperm productivity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disorder, and obesity. Some studies have also claimed that BPA increased the risk of breast cancer and prostate cancer.
There are 3 effects of plastic pollution on land, which is threat to the plant and animal, pollution in tap water, and effect on flooding. Plastic contains toxic chemicals which can increase the chance of disease and affect reproduction. After ingesting microplastic, seals and other animals can suffer for months or even years before they die. There are estimates of the amount of plastic concentration on land are between 4 and 23 times that of the ocean. The amount of plastic poison on the land is greater and more concentrated than in the water. All those plastic bags, bottles, and other objects eventually end up in channels and drains where they become completely clogged and cannot deal with a huge surge of water that can increasing flood damage. Microplastic has been found in our drinking water. Chlorinated plastic can release harmful chemicals into the surrounding soil, which can then seep into groundwater or other surrounding water sources and also the ecosystem of the world, which they can cause harmful to the species that drink the water.
Plastic recycling refers to the process of recovering waste of scrap plastic and reprocessing the materials into functional and useful products. The goal of recycling plastic is to reduce high rates of plastic pollution and reduce the amount of non-renewable energy used in the plastic making process. This approach helps to conserve resources and diverts plastic from landfills or unintended destinations such as ocean. The first step is reduce. The most effective way to reduce plastic pollution is to not create plastic in the first place. The second step is reuse. By reusing plastic instead of manufacturing the same grade of material every time, we are effectively reducing the footprint of the plastic on dump sites across the globe. The last step is recycling. By recycling, we not only can save plastic pollution, but also we can save energy and reduce greenhouses.
We move to prevention of plastic pollution. Firstly, government intervention. Government have to introduce strict rules and awareness to public about plastic pollution. For example, by doing campaign. Secondly, educate business. Business production company must have knowledge and education about plastic pollution, and they must come with new innovation to replace the disposable plastic packaging to more environmental friendly plastic. Lastly, we can reduce the plastic pollution by reduce the consumption of new plastic. Plus, we can ban the export and import plastic activities.
My topic is about challenges in reducing plastic pollution. The key challenges seem to be the worldwide undervaluing of plastic waste and a lack of motivation either from consumers to recycle or for manufacturers to make greater efforts to ensure that their products can be easily recycled or reused. The first obstacle is quality and demand in plastic industry. It is due to lack of certification to determine quality standard and lack of quality testing facilities. The second challenge is social behavior issues relating to the collection of recyclable waste. This is due to lack of knowledge in recycling plastic waste. The average recycling rate for plastic is 15%, while another 40% is mismanaged. The rest is leaked into the environment. The frequent uses of disposable plastics such as cutlery, straws, and condiment packages became another challenge to reduce plastic pollution. Even though many alternative ways have been implemented to reduce plastic pollution, but there still pollution occurs due to the irresponsibility of the people who are still using plastic in their daily life. In conclusion, despite the fact that plastic is highly beneficial in contemporary civilization and offers us a variety of useful products, it poses a major threat to our environment. As a result, we should do everything we can to minimize, reuse, and recycle plastics wherever feasible in order to lessen the degree of pollution by plastic in the environment.